Welcome everyone to the AVGL Dota 2 Off-Angle Top Show. I am your solo host for today, Party PD. I might have guests in the future, I might have casters, I might have players, I might have my grandma. Probably not my grandma though. That's a promise I will not be able to keep. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into some AVGL news, and the best thing on our news graph today is that the ticket is soon going to be approved into the Dota 2 lobby. That's right, you'll be able to go back into your games that you've performed in the past and allow you to recall the things that you did wrong, or the things that you did right, or the things that you can improve upon, which every team really likes to have that ability to do so. So that ticket will give us and your teams a lot more flexibility, and it'll allow me, as our talk show host, to analyze more of your games so I can talk much better in this talk show. I know even that's not correct, but we're going to roll with it. Next, we do have the fact that Week 1 is officially over. Come this talk show, Week 2 will probably be starting pretty soon after this talk show is out. But anyway, the Week 1 for AVGL season has ended. We have a couple more weeks left, a lot more weeks actually. And that means hold on to your pants, as we're still ready to get some battling done. And make sure you perform to your best for week number 2, which is right around the corner. Now let's go into the AVGL recap for week number 1. As you can see here, we have UBC x GWC with 1 win. McChill with 1, Team Texas with 1, Madison, the UW Madison Badgers with 1, Arizona State University with 1, UC Davis Aggies with 1, McMaster University, which, in my opinion, that sounds like a pretty cool name, McMaster, has 1 win, UMass has 1 win, University of Michigan has 1 as well, and Beacons has 1 win. Next to that, we have Purdue University, who has the 1 loss, UCLA with 1, Stony Brook Esports with 1, U of T with 1, and then we have the RU Bus Drivers, which, again, sounds like a pretty nice name. That sounds pretty cool. With 1, the CU Buffs with 1 loss, OSU Buckeyes with 1 loss, Texas Tech Raiders with 1 loss, USO Beavers with 1 loss, and Ohio University with 1 loss. We did catch their game, and their game was actually pretty convincing, so I'm sure Ohio University will win their next series come this week. So let's hope for that one, because they were a pretty good team when I saw them. And now on to our weekly winners, as we had Team Texas versus Texas Tech for our series that we streamed on Friday. And then we had Ohio University as well as Wisconsin University against each other for the series on Monday. But I'm going to highlight game number 1 of Team Texas on how they dominated the lane with Razor. And Razor, being one of the stronger safe lane heroes at the moment, does an excellent job at denying whatever poor sap is stuck in that lane of any golden experience. And in this scenario, this poor sap happened to be Tidehunter, and unfortunately, Kraken Shell does not purge off the damage drain that comes from Razor's ability. That I can't remember the name of. I apologize. Static Link, that's the name of that ability there. So he can't purge off the static leak burn damage, because even if it was purgeable at the same time, Razor would still be stealing it. And Razor just absolutely dominated that lane, and anytime that Razor was possibly going to get ganked, Razor has not max, but he's got massive move speed. And he's able to escape quite a bit just by running away in maximum speed, and he's got phase boots. That's the other thing. Phase boots are picked up on almost every hero this patch, and Razor is a very common hero where you see phase boots. Sometimes you see the stat boots, and at that point you're seeing a Razor who likes to go for the push build. And unfortunately for that poor Tidehunter, that was not the case for him, as he went for phase boots, dived the Tidehunter multiple times, and he had practically free farm in that whole entire lane. But on to game 2, we had Team Texas yet again landing yet another beautiful sort of play here. We had Nyx Assassin, who was picked in game number 2, and there was also Tidehunter on the opposing team as Texas Tech, also available at the same time. But it wasn't about Texas Tech's Ravages that were beautiful. It was more about the Nyx Assassin landing a 5-man quote-unquote Ravage with his Impale, which led that afterwards at the Radiant Shrine, where it happened, by the way. After that, they went to go continue to push through top and continue to end the game very aptly and very quickly. Now onto the Ohio-Wisconsin series. We had Ohio with game number 1. Despite Ohio not winning game number 1 or game number 2, I do want to highlight Ohio's gameplay, because they did an excellent job at making sure that everything was a-okay. Other than Luna dying very early into the beginning of the game, Ohio had excellent support rotations, and not to mention their supports got 3 kills at minute 4 just by roaming with a haste rune on Tusk, who has a bottle. So that was absolutely fantastic to see in game number 1. And in game number 2, I'm going to praise Ohio yet again because they had an AM. Now, as a person who likes to play carries all the time, AM is actually one of my more favorite cores. He does a lot of jobs and he does them really well. And after doing and seeing what we saw in that game, the AM recovery plan was active and they tried their best, but unfortunately ended up losing it to a barracks as Anti-Mage did take down the tier 3. He had no buyback. He had bought back before that. They were playing a little bit greedy, and unfortunately with that, paid with their lives and the game as AM died attempting to take the middle lane melee barracks. I had to think about that for a second. And he died to, you guessed it, a Meteor Hammer. Meteor Hammer, pretty OP. Stuns the heroes, deals damage. It's crazy. Here are the top plays of the week, powered by Respawn.
Stomp might come out, and it will. Do they have enough to kill with another blast? The life drain, there it is. That's a big pickup. So finally they get it done. They just had to hit the silence. Once you hit that silence, that kill, a lot easier to get for this dire team.
That'll be his first death then.
Oh, and Nick, what are you doing? Get out of here. No! Oh my God. He needs to be careful. He can't die twice. Needs to be very careful. The BBKB is going to come out. Broccoli Head's going to pop the blade nail. He's in too deep to sleep. The one more auto attack should do it. No, not quite, Mumbo. Now he'll get turned on, and Puddle SF turning it around. They get the kill, but Puddle SF about to lose that Aegis Curiosity, doing a lot of damage there. They'll drop the Orchid down. There's the Viper Strike from Nana Boy. Blade nails, great, but not going to farm really that much.
This is where ET does shine, though.
Yeah, this is
oh
tough
my god,
background.
Dude, he's like, oh, I wish I was there to Meteor Hammer or fight Earth Splitter.
They literally all got stomped except for the Anti-Mage. Head of Malice comes in, the Firestorm kind of covering their battle. They have Pipe and they've already used it. Actually, down to 42. Aegis is gone, by the way. Yeah, it's just done. They might find the Nick Assassin and the Earth Splitter. This is going to hit onto 2 at the very least. The Requiem combination, there it is. They're going to try to get off the Dark Rift. They've got the Meteor Hammer done, and Broccoli Head will fall. 3 dead. Curiosity. They need to get into this pit. It's looking like it's going to be too little too late. The Stomp might come in. They've already lost one here. That's going to be the next Assassin. That is Aegis and Chiefs picked up by the Anti-Mage and now trying to fight. He's got the Invisible Blade to Carnage. He's going to get forced away, but he has the Mana Void coming out. Not going to be enough damage. They'll drop the Meteor Hammer. Doesn't do anything. They've got the Team Group. That'll be onto the SF, but still, the Viper coming in. They'll take one. It's going to be 2 for 1 for now. Twice about to get caught and killed. It will be the AM that gets the job done. And Sending Angel, he's going to get taken down by Curiosity. Now it's going to be the 2 cores against the 1, and the AM is not strong enough, I don't believe, against Mumbo.
Question.
The Glyph comes out. They've got the clarity.
All an Elder thing.
Deep Crept, rather, Netablast coming in. They've got the silence. He mentions out of it. Good and but Stomp hits. The flat cannon going, and they will get off the homing missile. Mystic Flare coming out with the life drain. The Meteor Hammer is about to hit. They get off the Orchid. It might be enough to kill the Rocket Barrage. They bring him down. Dead for 2 minutes. No buyback. The Viper Strike. Mumbo's still alive. He's getting low. Mercy's going to get dropped down. Twice as there with the Carnage.
And now, welcome to the segment of which I am going to talk a lot about, because I really do like this segment quite a bit. This is the off-angle segment, where I talk about stuff that I like, stuff that I see in our players, stuff that I see in pro games, stuff that I like a lot, and stuff that I kind of don't like a lot. Not stuff about my grandma, though. We talked about this. She's probably not going to be in one of these series. So, yeah, I'm sorry. You're not going to see my grandma. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Anyway, welcome to the off-angle section. This one is going to be a very long one, so I hope you're going to love it, because I'm going to love it, and you're going to love it too, whether you like it or not. Let's go ahead and talk about the first segment here. Actually, it says, in off-angle, it says in the notes here, you know what to do equals P. Well, thank you, past self, for telling future self how to do current self stuff. That is not helpful whatsoever. Anyway, let's go to the next thing. It says current pro game pick ban rates. Now, that's something I could talk about quite a bit. as we do have these little Dota buff charts over here that I'm looking at quite aptly, as we have, let's go ahead and talk about these picks that are being done in the pro game and in the pro series at the moment. I don't have stats on how our college kids are doing at the moment with it because we don't have the ticket, so I can't like go and figure out what they're doing. So let's go ahead and look at some of these pro band strats. You don't have to. I don't think there will be a graphic for it because this is something purely on my side. They don't get to do that part. They just look at me and they're like, "Oh, boo-hoo, PD, we can't see what you're talking about." Well, you could hear what I'm talking about because I'm going to tell you about it anyway. First and foremost, we have our last 30 days with all minor qualifiers and majors. We have Tiny is actually the top here at combined 119 total picks and or bans. He's been banned 90 times. And within those 90 bans that he's not been in the game, there's been a 51.1% win rate with Tiny being banned. But when he's picked, he has a 65.5 win rate. Pretty high. That's super high for Tiny. Like, I thought of all the people, Lichen was going to have bigger ban pick stats. But no, Tiny has bigger ban pick stats. That's 65.5%. Now, keep heed, it is only 29 games. Those are a lot of games still. 29 is a lot of games. A lot of games. Next, we do have one that probably people would have thought was actually on the top. We have Omni Knight, who has a total of 94 combined pick bans. He has 57 bans at a 45.6% win rate when he's banned. But when he is picked, actually, with these 37 picks, he has a 48.6% win rate, meaning people know how to counter the Omni Knight now. So hopefully Omni Knight will eventually rotate out of the tournament, because I feel like people spamming Omni Knight all the time now in my games. You spam Omni Knight, I'm going to be like, there goes my game. There it goes. You can't just kill Omni Knight. The only way to really kill him is to get Nullifier, and even then, that's not even worth it because you need Silence and Nullifier. And you're dead. You're dead. That's how Omni Knight works. Hit W, dead. Hit Q, W, dead. DJ Aura, it's passive, dead. Guardian Angel, you thought I was gonna die? Guardian Angel, not dead. That's Omni Knight for you. And then the next best thing is actually PL. Remember when PL was getting spammed 708 like all the time? Picked up every single ish game. He has a total of 89 combined. Now, keep heed, this is within the 30 days. This is 30 days. So this isn't like last 2 months ago. This wasn't like... No, this is Epicenter. So this is like Epicenter, ESL Catalyst, and the other ESL. And then like maybe 2 other ones. This isn't Midas Mode. If Midas Mode was in here, this graph would be completely wrong. We do a PL, though, with 89 combined picks and or bans. He has banned 57 times, and when he's banned, he has a 50.9% win rate. When he's not banned, though, at 32 total picks, he has a 43.8%. People are finding bans and picks and baiting these certain picks, and they know exactly how to counter them, which is exactly what everybody wants, because I definitely want that PL countered in every way possible, because I don't want PL in my games. Also don't want Omni Knight in my games, but we'll talk about that stuff probably next week, but we'll go on to the other stuff. Now, there's a hero that I want to talk about very specifically, a hero known as a Lichen, or Lycanthrope, or just whatever his actual name is. I don't know what his lore-based name is. Do I look like Slacks to you? No, I don't. Lichen is the other hero that I'm gonna specialize on here. Luckily, Zeus isn't up here in this list, because you'd have a hard time listening to me talking about Zeus. We have Lichen at 71 total picks, 42 banned. At bans, he has a 54.8%, not 58.4% win rate. But when he's picked at 29, he still has a very high win rate at 58.6. That is outstanding, actually. He has some great potential and some great damage. He's great pushing. He has 2 very alternate builds, but those builds can be countered quite easily if you know exactly what to do. The combat build for Lichen is one of my more personal favorites that I love to see all the time. And combat Lichen is fun, it's aggressive, and it's super strong, especially to pair with somebody that already has pushing-based potential, i.e. Beastmaster, Chen, any of those people that pick up creeps that have great auras, or any of them that already have pushing-based auras in general. Even CK would work. Like, CK is pretty alright for that. I wouldn't be surprised if I did see a CK eventually, but that's just me. I like surprises. And there's one last hero I want to talk about here. It's not DK. It's definitely not DK. I don't even know where this guy is. I must have scrolled past him. Oh, he's above Lichen. No, he's like 4 heroes under Lichen. Tinker. Alright. Now, if you were here for our stream on Friday, you would have heard JJ, who is the Observer God. That's pretty much. He's just the Observer God. He's not the OBS God, but he's like the Observer God. Pitmunkle. If you were here, Pitmunkle was saying he hates Tinker games. He hates watching them. He hates playing them. He hates doing them. He hates Tinkers in his games. I'm on the same boat, man. I despise Tinker. He is the god of space. He makes games quite boring, and to be honest, it's quite agitating to be stuck in a Tinker game and to be watching a Tinker game. I mean, I'll cast a Tinker game, don't get me wrong. Tinker's great. It's just, he's not great. He's great to watch the King of Space do his job, but at the same time, it's just like when a Tinker is in your game, you're just, part of you dies inside. Just goes. That's all it goes. Just gone. Nobody saw that. There was a little piece of dust that fell on my hand right when I did that. If you saw that, you get an A+. I'm not your professor though, so that doesn't do anything. But yeah, no. I can't do Tinker games. I ban him every game. I ban him in every pub. I ban him all the time. And yeah, no, Tinker's very strong. He doesn't receive nerfs, and he doesn't receive buffs either, but because of that, he's a very neutral hero. But let's look at his stats. So he has 67 total picks. When he is banned, there's a 56.5% win rate on his banning at 46 total picks. And then 21 total picks into the game, he has a 47.6% win rate. Now, there are very specific heroes to counter a Tinker. And because of that, people are finding out because Tinker's picked up all the time. So thank the heavens that people are finding out how to counter Tinker. You see Zeus's and Legion Commanders starting to get picked up more and more against Tinkers. And those two heroes in general are super good. Zeus, maybe a little bit less, but Nimbus provides a lot more space. And at level 20, provides a very, very prominent mini-stun to interrupt teleports, to channels, black hole, etc., etc. It's not pure. If it was pure, then it would really interrupt black hole, because, you know, Enigma's going to go BKB soon anyway. So that's that for that part of those hero discussions. Next, I want to talk about something I love, very dear and near and dear to my heart. It's a Meteor Hammer. All right? You even saw it in the Anti-Mage game on Ohio versus Wisconsin. It killed the Anti-Mage. What are you gonna... There's nothing else to talk about. It killed the Anti-Mage. Like, of all the heroes you thought, a hammer that deals magical damage kills Anti-Mage. Exactly. That's my thoughts exactly. Even though I didn't say anything, and all you saw was my hands doing weird clapping motions. That's all you know. So, Meteor Hammer is great, though. I could see it being picked up on a lot more supports. I have it loaded up on this page right here. I have Naga Siren running at 55.22% win rate when Meteor Hammer is on the hero. Nyx Assassin at 59.44. I actually have Elder Titan running at 63.69. Now, this isn't pro stats. This is by most used by heroes within this week. This week alone. This isn't pro strats. This is just this week. So we have a lot of win rate percentages on the heroes that we never would have expected. Apparently Kunkka has it at 65.44%, 66.10% on Underlord. Invoker even gets it. He has 5,000 pickups at 60.23% win rate. The overall win rate of the Meteor Hammer in general is 62.33%. The page just updated too. Now Winter Wyvern gets it at 58.87%. That's crazy. He just passed Disruptor. Oh, on total picks. Okay, I'm just blind. Meteor Hammer is a crazy item. I love it. Everybody loves it. It used to be really bad. It used to have like 45-second cooldown. Now it's 28 seconds. That's about a creep wave. That is a creep wave. And then 2 extra seconds. So that gives you 2 extra seconds of prep time. Meteor Hammer is a great item, though. Everybody loves a great Meteor Hammer player. I purchased it a lot. I think I have a total of 28 purchases with Meteor Hammer at the moment. 29. Something around that. Smallish, biggish number. I don't get it on every player. I get it on most of my supports. And with my stack I play with, I get stuck with that support role quite often. Quite often. Trust me. Quite often. Don't tell them I said that. You can tell them I said that, but it's quite often when I get stuck with support roles. So I like to pay out Meteor Hammer because, you know, they're making a core person who plays core heroes support. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick up a Meteor Hammer and you can do whatever you like. Because I got a Meteor Hammer. What are you going to do? Next to that, I am going to talk about something that's also near and dear to my heart. There's 2 more parts left of this off angle. The second to last part is Techies. Alright, if any of you play ranked, you know that maybe 1 out of your 10 games will have a Techies player. Now that's great, alright? You can ban Techies in ranked as much as you want. Stop banning them in unranked, okay? There's a reason why unranked exists, alright? I play Techies. I'm not a Techie spammer. I'm not a Techies main. I don't have the Techies Arcana. I like playing a Techies, but I'm just not... No, I don't spam Techies to the point where I just, like, ban Techies every single game. Stop banning Techies every game in unranked, people. Please! Alright? I play Techies. I love Techies, but he's not in Captain's mode yet. Now, I feel that Techies right now, in this very second, he's been the most balanced he's ever been. Techies is very easily counterable, and I should know because every time I play Techies, sometimes I get someone like Juggernaut, who can just spin, and he's got a Battle Fury, because who doesn't pick up Battle Fury on Juggernaut anymore? It's literally every single game. Every single game. It's Battle Fury. Or it's Diffusal Manta Rush. Alright, bit my cheek. It's Diffusal Manta Rush. But either way, Juggernaut can spin. With a Gem of True Sight, he can quell 1 mine, and the quell function on Battle Fury is off 4 seconds. So he could spin, and spin, if you get the spin talent, is about 7 seconds. So he could spin, he could right-click as many mines as he wants, and then he could quell 1 to 3 within the spin time. It's OP. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like right now that Techies should be in Captain's mode. And I feel that a lot of you would also want Techies in Captain's mode. But 99% of you probably don't want Techies in Captain's mode. But I'm getting that to you here is that if you play Techies and you like Techies, please just stop banning Techies in unranked. There's a reason why unranked exists. You can ban him in ranked as many times as you want. I understand you don't want to deal with that nuisance of a hero in ranked. But stop banning him in unranked. Come on, guys. I'm a Dota player just like you. I'm not evil. I'm even doing a talk show. Stop thinking I'm evil because I play Techies. Alright. Last thing. We got the Terrorblade discussion, actually. This is something that I like a lot. I like Terrorblade a lot. He used to be my super spam. No. He is my super spam, kind of, at the moment. I used to spam Sniper, basically. Sniper used to be the glass cannon. He was very low HP, but very high damage potential come mid to late game. So he had great recovery options. Terrorblade is even more glassy and more cannony than Sniper. So I played Terrorblade for a very long time. I think I have 100 games on Terrorblade. 114. I have 378 games with Sniper. So you can tell that I really love playing glass cannon carries. So when I played Terrorblade, it's like, I love Terrorblade a lot. I played him for like 4 games, and I'm like, Terrorblade looks ugly without an Arcana. So this brings up my main topic. Don't play Terrorblade without an Arcana. Because literally the Arcana looks so much better. It opens up his actual player model compared to how it is now. Because if you look at Terrorblade now, alright, he's got a flat face, which is fine. You can have flat faces. I definitely don't have a flat face. Look at how not flat that is. I definitely don't have a flat face. But Terrorblade has a flat face, and his particle effects are seeping out of his face. Now I'm coming to you telling you to say, that looks ugly. That looks actually terribly ugly, with the little stuff seeping out of his face. I want to tell you all that if you play Terrorblade and you'd like to play Terrorblade, you better have an Arcana on that bad boy, because he looks terrible without an Arcana. Those eyes, it's like it wants to burst out of its face. It wants to face burst so bad. Now, if you have the new set, I think you could sell it pretty easily, but like without the Arcana, like if you had the new set, yeah, that's fine, because the new set looks amazing. Otherwise, please have an Arcana on him. I won't get on your case when we come and look at your games for next week's stats. But just, if you play Terrorblade, please have an Arcana on him. He looks way more beautiful with an Arcana. Well, that's it for my little spiel of the off angle. Now let's go into the AVGL update. And now for our final topic of this talk show for today, the AVGL update and or some more news coming to you live. No, I'm just joking. We'll talk about the incoming games, which is actually just going to be happening on Friday. Well, sometime between Friday and Sunday. The games will be played over the weekend, basically. To catch those games that you want to see, or the games that we will be streaming and hopefully are the ones that you want to see, feel free to swing on by the AVGL Twitch. It's actually just, you can go to Twitch and you can type in the search bar AVGL. You'll find that bad boy there in seconds, and you'll find that most likely will be right there. There's also our other games happening there, Smite, soon to be League of Legends, CSGO, and I believe that's it. I can't think of any others off the top of my head. The streams for our games for Dota 2 will be happening on 7 p.m. EST on Friday and 5 p.m. EST on Monday. I live on PST, so it's like EST stuff. It's like 2 in the afternoon for me, so I get to see all that sweet action while I'm still somewhat competent. Next to that, we also do have the ticket that's still going to be hopefully coming to us on Friday of this week. And by that time, we'll hopefully have everything ready and set for everybody to go ahead and look at the teams and look at their previous games. I don't know how we're going to get the games that have already occurred into the ticket, but if we can, that'd be fantastic. Otherwise, no promises. Anyway, that's all that we have for you today. Make sure you swing on by next week for some more talk show. I can't promise the exact time because I don't know when I'll do it. So, without further ado, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time for some more Dota 2 AVGL collegiate action. Party PD, signing off.